have a really exciting video for you guys, and it's my first back to school video this year, and today I'm going to be sharing with you guys 10 tips on surviving your first year of college. And this is actually a collab video with one of my dearest friends here on YouTube, Meredith, or Southern Belle 606, and on her channel she's going to be sharing with you guys tips to surviving high school. So if you want to go check that out, I'll leave the link first thing in the description. But if you're about to be a freshman in college, this is the video for you. I have amazing tips that I wish I would have known when I was a freshman and would have definitely made my college experience go by a little bit smoother. But without further ado, let's just get into the tips. Tip number 1 is to build your bridges, and that means networking, networking, networking. And I'm a pretty introverted person, so this was a little bit more difficult for me to do because when I went to class, I just wanted to go to class and get it over with. I didn't really socialize, but you know, I still made friends. But it's really important to build those friendships with your peers and also get to know your professors, and that means go to their office hours, because when you want to go to grad school or get a job, because you know that's kind of why we go to college, to one or the other, you're going to want to have a strong recommendation letter from your professors, or even just some insight and connections through them. So it's just really important to network and build your bridges. Tip number 2 is to always go to review sessions when they are offered. Now, not every professor does review sessions before tests, but a lot of them do, and it's just stupid not to go unless you have to go to work or something that you can't get out of. If you can go, you should totally go, because like 99% of the time they will give you answers to actual questions on the test, and who doesn't want like free answers? Tip number 3 is you need to master time management. I'm sure you've watched plenty of other college videos and everybody says this, but it's so true. You really do need to know how to manage your time. I always think of that little graphic that is a triangle, and on each point it's like sleep, study, socialize, and in the middle it says like pick 2 or something like that. People think that's the reality of college, but it doesn't have to be. If you can manage your time and plan ahead, then you will be able to get some sleep and get good grades and have friends and all the good stuff. Tip number 4 is to not go home every weekend, especially when you're a freshman, because you would miss out on so much. I understand that you're probably homesick and really want to see your parents or see your friends from high school, but that's not what the college experience is about. On the weekends, that's when you make your memories. That's when you can go to sporting events or just go out, or just like hang out with your roommates and watch Disney movies and just bond over that. If you go home every weekend, you're just going to miss out on so much of the college experience, and trust me, your family will always be there and will always be happy to see you, but they don't need to see you every single weekend. Tip number 5 is do not buy your textbooks early. I vividly remember one of my best friends, Colin, when we were freshmen, our incoming freshman, he looked ahead at all of his syllabuses, and I don't even know how he found those, but he did, and he bought all of his books before classes actually started. So once he came to school and he realized that either some of the teachers changed their required readings from A to B, and he had book A and needed book B, or some of the books were not required books. And I don't know about the schools y'all go to, but at UGA you have to have a required book on your syllabus, because, I don't know, I guess it's just a rule. But a lot of my professors personally always was like, you can buy it if you want to, but like it's not necessary. And books are really expensive. So if you don't have to buy them, don't. And along with that, I usually only bought books when it was like a month into it and I could gauge if I really needed the book or if just the class and the notes were good enough. Tip number 6 is to always use your student discount. That's kind of one of the best perks about being in college, is you get your student ID and you can use that for discounts at so many different places. I'll leave a link to one of the Pinterest things I saw that listed out a bunch of stores where you could use it, but you can use it at like J. Crew or at the movie theaters or at some food places, and you can save like a couple bucks, 15-20%, and it's just awesome to save a little bit of money just for being a student. Confession, I've been using my student discount even though I'm not even a student anymore, but like, what do they know? Tip number 7 is to accept you're not going to ace everything. And that was kind of hard for me when I was a freshman, because it truly is a really big adjustment from what you're used to doing in high school versus what you're going to be doing in college. Because in high school, I definitely just kind of floated along. I didn't really do much to study and to get by. I just did the bare minimum and I still did well. But in college, it's not really how it's going to work. Things are just harder and you're going to have to adjust your study habits accordingly. And then also there are just some professors that make you work so much harder for an A than others. Even if you have a stellar paper that you went to the writing center to get it checked over, and you made your roommates check it, and then you like double checked it and did everything you could do to guarantee yourself an A, you could still very well get a B. And that doesn't mean that you're a failure or anything. It just shows you that there's always room for improvement and that everybody has different standards, and it's nothing to get upset about. Tip number 8 is more of a study tip, but I still think it's a good one, and it's to start your projects and studying early. And of course you're probably thinking, well duh Bailey, why wouldn't you? Well, in college, or at least again at my university, they will give you your syllabus and you'll see that the whole schedule, you basically have one test a month. And then you usually have like one big project due at the very end of the semester. And so if you start early, when you have the most motivation, you can get a lot of stuff done, a lot of like the research and the outlining and things done. And then, you know, you kind of lose interest and you don't work on it as much. But then you realize, oh, I have this project due in 2 weeks. I really need to like work on it. You'll see that you've already done like half of the work. And usually the hardest part of the work is the research. And so you're a lot less stressed and you can usually get a better product out and end up with a better grade. Hopefully that made sense to you guys, but basically all I'm saying is to do your work when you have the most motivation, because that's when you're kind of the most interested and most willing to put in the time versus when you feel forced that you have to do it and it might not be as good as it could be. Tip number 9 is to get a really good internship, because that's what's going to set you apart from everybody else applying for that dream job you want. And that also goes back with the whole networking thing, because these people can offer you a full-time job when you graduate if they liked you enough, which would also be awesome. And it just shows you what you do and do not like in your field of study. Yeah. And finally, our last tip, number 10, is to allow yourself to change and grow throughout college. I know it's kind of hard and kind of weird to be letting something go like high school, where you've known the same people for literally the majority of your life, and it's kind of hard to kind of leave that behind and move forward, but you really need to let yourself do that. Let yourself have new friends, let yourself have new experiences, and let yourself grow as a person, because the person you come into college being is not the person you're going to leave college being. And you might as well embrace that and enjoy it while it happens. Alright everyone, so those are all the tips I have for you guys today. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and leave in the comments down below what other back to school or college related videos you want to see on my channel. I'm thinking maybe a college Q&A. If you have any questions about college, you can leave them down below and I can definitely answer them for you guys. I'm totally open to anything, so just let me know what you want to see. And also don't forget to subscribe. I upload every Wednesday and Sunday. And don't forget to check out my social media. It'll all be listed right here. And I would love for you guys to follow me, because that would be really cool. But that's everything I have for you guys today. I hope you guys have a wonderful day and I will see you guys later. Bye y'all.